What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the La Liga career mode. It's episode number 14, and on the back of our loss against Girona, well, it's the season finale today where we'll play our final 5 La Liga games, but really, we know it's probably guaranteed to be top 4. With 14 clear of Sociedad, I can't see us dropping out of the top 4 now despite our run, but as we'll kick off with Real Madrid at home, we're 8 points behind because of the head-to-head record as well. Really, we need to win all of our final 5, and Real Madrid need to lose 3 of their final 5. We'll play them all today, kicking off with technically second versus first, but really we know it's going to take a miracle for us to leapfrog Ancelotti's side and win the crown. We'll do our best though. First game, Real Madrid at home, just trying to keep ourselves in the race for as long as possible. Vamos Almeria. If we were to win this game, we'll cut it to 5, and it'll get rid of the head-to-head standing being better from Real as well, which is crucial. As Courtois beats Delafeu's shot away, and Ramazani can't deny the clearance coming off him and eventually being flagged for offside. But it's still too big of a gap, I'd say. 5 points with 4 games. It means that Real Madrid still need to lose twice in the final 4 after a loss here, which is just... Listen, we know how overpowered form is. They did just lose, to be fair. A couple of games ago to Sociedad, but it's still highly unlikely. It's doable. But we've got to win. Excellent start. I just need that early goal. It's a great start. Oh, it was a great start just from Almeria, but now just surrender possession in a dangerous area. And Fernandez is denied by Aguirrezabala as we're still deadlocked at 0-0. And that's the thing with Real Madrid, man. Like they're just going to need that one chance, that one clear-cut chance. As Militao is denied, and Mafio and Edgar combine to get it clear. Great driving header away from the captain there. But it's been a good start from Almeria, but now Real starting to show their pedigree. I'd say if they can just hold us, a draw for them will feel like a win. It'll keep them having a better head-to-head record than us. They'll stay 8 points clear as well. Great fast start to the game this though. Sergio, Camelo, Courtois with a save, but need the goal. Sergio's just gone down, stayed down as well. Looks in a bit of pain, and as Lukaku is denied by Yulin, it will remain deadlocked for now as Real look for the breakthrough before the break. And for Sergio Camelo, he's had a tough first season here, to be fair. He's had a tough first season. He went down with a bruise earlier this season, and whilst I don't think that will be a broken toe, not that it's going to matter now anyway. It'll probably just be another bruise, but it's sort of summed up his season really. Stop-start, very little consistency. Kind of like Almeria's recent run of form. Free kick, Almeria right on the edge. We hit the bar in the last resort with Delafeu against Girona in the episode closer. And we're so close to goal here, I might just try and smash it, I'm not going to be able to get it up and over the wall, I think, from that distance. So, if I've got a player that's got ridiculous shot power, what's Timber got on here? It's 82. Timber, I'm gonna give him the go and just say, look, just smack it, mate. Just absolutely smack it towards Courtois' near post. And see if you can possibly catch him out there. Oh! Moving around like a javelani. How many times do I hit the bar from free kicks, man? Seriously, I get no luck whatsoever. Still haven't scored a free kick in the save, I think, as Osimhen drills in the open, and that's going to do it. Victor Osimhen rifles home, and Real Madrid are basically going to win the title here in Andalusia. It's going to hurt, man. Thank goodness we don't have to give him a guard of honour, but yeah, that's going to do it now. This is unfortunately sort of summed up our season, really. We've battled hard, we've done well. We haven't had much fortune, and unfortunately we just haven't had the legs in the closing stage of the season. Happens so often to teams that are overperforming. They'll run out of steam and run out of gas in the final third. Almeria have done that. It's game over. And it might well become 2. Valverde. They're the best, man. They are the best. Remember a couple of weeks ago when Real Madrid thrashed Girona 4-0, and at the final whistle, Vinicius was consoling Jan Couto, who was in tears, bless him, from Girona. I think in this game it will be like Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen's got his hand around Edgar. He's like, don't worry about it, man. You've battled well, bro. Keep your head up, man. Heck of a fight. But it's over. Real Madrid with a knockout blow. It's their title. And unfortunately, we've just been shown we've still got a long way to go in this RTG. Although the only saving grace, if you will, is that whilst we dropped to 3rd in the table on the back of that result there, top 4 is now guaranteed. Sociedad losing against Atletico, which means that as we're going to the game against them in the Basque region, With 14 clear, with 4 to go, so it's over. Yes, 11 behind Real Madrid. Just give them the title. Start the engraving now. But we know, guaranteed, we've got Champions League football for next season. Which, if you'd have offered me at the start of the season, I would have bitten your hand off in order to take it. It's a shame how we're going to close the season out on a horrendous run of form. With 4 games to go, let's just try and get a couple wins on the board and feel a bit better about ourselves. Next up, Real Sociedad away at the Real Arena as we aim to get back to winning ways after 9 in our last 3. Vamos Almeria. Yulen to Pozo. Getting a start tonight. I haven't really rotated my fullbacks a lot this season because, I don't know, like my fullbacks always seem to have the highest stamina in the team. I know you guys find that as well, but like my fullbacks, my wingbacks, they always seem to have the highest stamina. So, for example, in this case, Centellas and Mafio, never need to rest them. They seem fine every single game. But for this one here, oh, Rivas, what a miss! I've rotated them both, and how on earth I missed the target from there? Seriously. Careful. Oh, what a turn! Oh man. Kind of shows the overpowerness of form as Bryce Mendes makes it 1-0. But like when we're midway through the season, man, we were beating anyone. Like we were just on a roll. Could not lose, could not draw. We were just winning constantly. But now, oh, I'm finding it so hard just to get a point, let alone all 3. The overpowerness of form on full display. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It won't be the last time I'll say it. Form should be in the game, but it's got to be toned down. It's far too strong. Both ways. Both ways. Well, it's going to be 3 straight defeats for Almeria. No wins in 4. Our last one coming in the Metropolitano. And all I'll say is this, thank God we were so far clear of Real Sociedad and we gave ourselves a really healthy lead in the top 4, because we right now cannot buy a win. And just before we dive into the Getafe game away in Madrid, we see the Saudi centre-half, who I've been quite big on his ask for a pro deal, so happy to give him one. That is Ghalib Al-Amri, who looks really solid. We'll check his potential. It should be showing great or possibly exciting prospect. And then we'll add him to the loan list directly afterwards. And it is indeed showing great potential. I want this season over, man. It's ending in the worst possible way. I want it wrapped up quickly. Getafe away, following game Madrid. Let's win at least 1 or 2 of our final 3. And not end the season on a barren run of losses. Vamos Almeria. Let's get it right here. It's just getting a little bit embarrassing from Almeria, to be honest. I mean, it's... You know, I get it. Like, there's nothing really on the line. Let's be honest here, other than pride. But pride should be enough of a motivator anyway, shouldn't it? I mean, this is not looking good. Go on, Ramazani. Off you go. Oh my word, this is horrible. I just want the season over, man. I just want it done. This is absolutely... Oh, Camelo off the bar. This is terrible. Let's see what's going, mate. Camelo. Go from right to left. There we go. Oh, what a turn that is by Sergio. And the finish wasn't the best, but it still crept into the bottom corner past David Soria. Yeah, I said it. You know, it's been a tough first season for him, man, playing second fiddle to Deulofeu. But I do see him as my long-term successor for the senior. So when he gets the chance to start, especially in the striker role, not just further behind as well, got to get me a goal or an assist. Show me something. Show me why Deulofeu from next season should start to share the game time with you and not be guaranteed to be starting. Not the best of finishes, but a goal regardless. And do it again. Say this all the time. If something's worked once, just do it again. Just do it again. Oh, good save, Soria. Oh, come on. Don't. No, come on, please. Come on, don't. Oh, man. I literally cannot stop the rot, honestly. It's going to be 4 losses in a row, no wins in 5. I can't stop the rot. This is just awful. Absolutely awful. Cannot get anything going right now. Can't wait for this season to come to its conclusion. This is a horrific run to end the campaign off. Can I write to La Liga and ask for special permission to end the season early? Because this is horrible. This is horrific, honestly. You know, that's a Simpsons meme. Stop, he's already dead. That's kind of how I feel right now. It's like, come on, just stop. It's finished, alright? We want to end it here. 2 more games, man. 2 more games. We're almost there. Let's close the season out strong, man. Back-to-back wins, and let's end on a positive. Vamos Almeria. Come on, man. Let's end this season strong, yeah. Let's end this season strong. Back-to-back wins. 6 points from 6. Forget this run. A good closeout, and we'll feel a bit better about ourselves. In what has been a great season, just a really disappointing end. As we look for that opener, we should get it here. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But I don't want to end without any wins in our last 7. Come on. I often talk about it when you are struggling, when you are low on confidence. Sometimes you need an easy one. Sometimes you need a gimme. And that is exactly what we're going to get here against Levante. It's an easy 3 points, but it's 3 points regardless. It's 3 points that restores a bit of confidence. It's 3 points that restores a bit of self-belief. Oh, Timber, what a goal. And that is going to wrap it up. There is an injury. I'm keeping my eyes on that as Timber smacks one in. I think that is a 7-month one there. I think that was Lazaro that went down. Timber smacks one in on the half volley. It's actually really set. I don't know where the goalkeeper's going. But yeah, it's Pozo, not Lazaro. Pozo who's gone down. And we'll bring on Pena and drop Loppy to RB. This guy's quite versatile, to be fair. And that I think is a 7-month injury for Pozo. He had to be sacrificed in order for us to finally win a game, but so be it. Come on, don't throw away the clean sheet as well. No. Oh, it's poor from me. Really poor. I can't blame that on weak stand tackles. There was no stand tackle. That's awful from me. Absolutely awful. And the run without clean sheets for Eulen is going to continue. He hasn't had one in a long time now either. And sadly, this one should have been an easy one. I've thrown it away for him. Myself to blame there, no one else. Not exactly the most convincing of wins, but to get one on the board feels nice. And Gerrard, oh, can he get away? Go on, Delafay, you've got the pace and the agility and the flair and the end product, and that will wrap it up. Almeria finally back to winning ways. Delafay confirms it, 3-1, game over, and finally a much needed dub. And as we see for Pozo, it was in the end a 2-month injury, which means he'll miss the final day, of course, but he'll come back for the new season. And we see Al-Amri, looks like he's off to Palermo for a couple of years. We got our final 3 scouting updates, so let's see what we've got. I always say on the final month's worth of scouting, it takes something special if a player is going to make my academy. Even a player like this, I'm probably not going to gamble on, just because we've got so many players who are of what you consider to be just as good or better ability. So the final month for me, it takes an absolute worldie of a youngster to make my academy. And in the end, no one made it from Egypt either. So let's play the final game of the season and Athletic Bilbao away at the San Mamés as we aim for back-to-back wins to close the season out as we try and get Delafeu the assist title as well. Vamos Almeria. Last game of the season for me, if you've been watching me for a while, is if there's nothing to play for, a game where I'll sort of like say goodbye to a few players, you know what I mean? It probably won't be here next season. So in this case, it will be Marciano, Kone, possibly Sergio Rico. Eulen's already won the Golden Glove, so don't need to play in between the 6 in this game. But I'm not going to do that this game, because we've only won 1 of our last, I think, 6 games. So I'm not even, do you know what I mean? There's nothing to play for. But no, like I need to get back-to-back wins, just to close the season out feeling a bit better about ourselves. And trying to get back-to-back wins for the first time since, I believe, February. Edgar heads just over the bar. Zaire to Mafio. As the second half gets off and underway. It's been an encouraging game, this to be fair. We've had a couple of chances. And finally, our first goal. Ramazani, who, I tell you what, he's been a baller this season, to be fair. He's a big reason why we're heading to the Champions League. He's up to 80 overall now, Ramazani. I've trained him to 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. He's a serious young talent. I did say when we inherited him, he's one to look out for. He's flown in terms of growth, man. He's been brilliant. Easy. Come on, don't drop the clean sheet. Yes, well in, skipper. Get up again. So we're still trying to cling on to it, and yes, Julian, well in, mate. I'd love to get him a clean sheet on the final day, man, especially back at the team we bought him from at the start of the season. Just got 16 minutes to hold on. Yes, and Tellers, well in. Where was this in this poor run? Where was this sense of urgency, this desire? Why are we waiting until the final 2 games to show this, man? Seriously, so much better from Almeria. And again, it begs the question, why weren't we playing like this when we still had the title technically on line? Oh, Lazaro. Delafeu. Oh, great save. And there we go. Finally, get a clean sheet on the board. Finally, back-to-back wins for the first time in months. And finally, Almeria show why we're going to the Champions League next season. Pleased to end the season as well. We had to get a couple of wins on the board, but again, it begs the question, why couldn't we have played like this when we were still in title contention? And so, as we end with a look at the final La Liga table, talk about a drop-off from Almeria, man, from being top by about 6-7 points to finishing 14 behind the eventual winners Real Madrid, but it shows their dominance there. Atletico were in second, 4 clear of us as well, and we did have the best defensive record in the division with only 29 goals conceded all season long. Sociedad held off Barca to finish in the top 4 in the end, with Barca themselves in 5th, Bilbao in 6th, Villarreal 7th, and Getafe, Girona and Betis wrapped up the top 10 this season. The bottom 3 and down to the Segunda division, the 3 teams that came up, Levante, Espanyol and Eibar. And as for the individual stats, well, Lewandowski held off Lukaku and Deulofeu to win the Golden Boot. Really disappointed myself with Gerrard, man. I followed out the blocks of him and then really started to struggle, particularly in the final third of the season, as he was in the top 3 at least. Still nice to get him over 20 goals. And in the end, he did get the assist on the final day to win the assist title with 11 in 37, holding off Lookman and Victor Osimhen as well. Melamed was also in the top 15. Camelo was in the top 20 as well, which is nice to see, with 6 in total. And again, Aguirre-Zabala with a clean sheet on the final day does win the Golden Glove, a perfect 1-in-2 ratio, 19 in 38 to win the Golden Glove. Great decision to bring him in to replace Maximiano. As for the goalkeeper of the tournament, unsurprisingly, it did indeed go to our new number 1. Really buzzing with his signing here. And he got an assist as well, lest we forget. And as for the team of the tournament, well, I mean, we had the best defensive record in the division, so I'm not too surprised to see that. I mean, I don't know how Euland's not made it in there, considering the fact he got 19 clean sheets and 38. Best in the division, but Centelles and Edgar both in the back line, and Deulofeu also made a team of the season with 3 Almeria players in it. And we also see him win the Player of the Season award as well. You know, I have to say, I think this one is possibly subjective, possibly debatable, all things considered. Finishing top 3 in scoring and winning the assist title though is probably enough for him to win it, especially when you consider he dragged this Almeria side into a title race and into the Champions League. All things considered, I think he deserves that as well. Deulofeu, player of the season. There's me as well. You love to see it. As for the other competitions this season, well, as we know, we were knocked out in the first round. We entered by Mallorca away in the Balearic Islands. And in the end, Racing Santander, go on boys, made it to the semis. But Sociedad beat Atletico Madrid in the final to win the domestic cup. And as for those curious on the Segunda division, by the way, I forgot to show this last season, but Valladolid champions coming back to La Liga alongside Granada. And Rayo Vallecano, Alaves, Tenerife and Leganés will contest the playoffs. As for the Europa Conference League, well, there was one English side who went all the way to the semis, only to come up short to Monaco, who in the end were beaten by Hoffenheim as they won the Conference League this year. And as for the Europa League this season, as you'll see, Bayern were knocked out by Spurs in the semis. Harry Kane once again struggling. And in the end, Tottenham went all the way to win it. How would he feel if that happened in real life, man? Seriously, that's got to sting. And as for the Champions League, which of course we'll be entering for next season, I showed you the groups midway through the season. But as for the knockout stages, in the end, it was a Real Madrid PSG final. And Kylian Mbappe's still there in the save, and he won a 5-goal thriller as well. Don't go, Kylian. Stay in Paris. And so, as we'll end the season by taking one final look at the team, as we always do, I've got to say, we squeezed every drop out of this Almeria side. A 4.5-star team, and it's good. And I said last season, the best thing about it is it's young as well. So it's grown really nicely and gelled really nicely as a team as well. For next year, we're heading into the Champions League, and therefore we will have to be very tough on some players and say you're just not good enough for the team anymore if we want to take the next step up, which is guaranteed to be staying in Europe. I'm already thinking about next season's transfers and saying possibly a new DM to replace Lopi or Monchu, possibly a new left back to replace Centelles, but again, best defensive record all season long, I don't know, and maybe moving Deulofeu to the wing and looking for a star striker. We know this year we did struggle to score, even though Deulofeu was top 3 in scoring and top assist maker as well. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But even so, it was still an amazing season. And whilst, yes, I was disappointed at the way we ended the season, really disappointed, ending up finishing 14 points behind Real Madrid, when for the longest time we were in pole position. It actually, in a weird way, it kind of reminds me of what happened with Arsenal and Manchester City last season. Whilst they didn't finish that many many points behind Man City, I think. It kind of reminds me of that. They were holding Man City off. And then once they started to struggle, once they started to lose their footing, Man City just went straight past them, and then that was that. Said grew 5 ratings out on loan in the Netherlands. Once Man City got ahead, they just never looked back. They sensed blood, they went for the kill, and then they just absolutely closed out comfortably. As Edgar played every single game this season. Iron Man, you'd love to see that. I'm so glad I made him captain, up 3 ratings to 82 overall as well. How is Kiki growing so slowly, man? I thought this guy was one of the best young CBs in La Liga. That's so frustrating. But even so, whilst I am disappointed at the end of the season, it was a bit of a collapse. I'm not going to try and deny it, man. You know me, I don't sweep anything under the rug. I'm critical of myself all the time. I choked. I choked towards the end of the season, and I'm not going to try and deny that. If you would have offered me CL football at the start of the season, I would have bitten your hand off, man. I would have literally bitten your hand off to take it. So, yes, the way we ended up finishing the season was disappointing, but the season as a whole, I think you've got to see the positives. Early knockout in the cup, disappointing, yes, but to be Real's closest title rival for the vast majority of the season and qualify for the Champions League, we're a 4.5-star team, man. Give me some credit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, okay, don't get me wrong, I bottled it a little bit, but I don't think we should be too harsh on ourselves. It's our first run for a European competition. It's our first run for some major silverware. There's positives to take from this season. There's more positives than negatives, even on the back of a disappointing closeout. So as I run you through the season, you'll see the players out on loan that are growing quite nicely, which is really nice to see. Guedes is now up to 73 overall with Rayo Vallecano. Payne is out of contract coming in the season, by the way. I'm just going to let him grow. He's a young squad player, but he doesn't really play, so I'm going to let him go. Glad that Arribas grew those 5 ratings primarily whilst out on loan at Girona and has decided to stay here long term as well. Vasic, for those curious, by the way, we said this guy was a baller. I'm so glad I loaned him out midway through the season to Sporting Lisbon. Yes, granted it hurt our depth, but this kid's a baller. This kid's a talent, man. We saw it in limited game time last season. Up 4 to 75 overall, and he'll still have another year and a half out on loan in Lisbon. Keep growing, Alhosa. We're keeping an eye on you, bro. You're looking good out there. Al-Harbi's up 6. Ramazani this season, though, was probably my second best player of the year behind Deulofeu, man. Up 4 ratings to 80 overall. 10 goals and 8 assists in 33. Because of how good Deulofeu was, Ramazani's work kind of went under the radar. But again, I got him to 5-star skill moves now. He's got a 4-star weak foot up to 80 overall. This is a talent. This is a real talent out of the Manchester United Academy now of us. Better year for Melamed. Last season was disappointing for me, but 7 goals and 7 assists in 26. Only up 1 rating to 77 overall. Not sure how much better he's going to get now, but a good squad winger. And whilst I might drop him to the bench for next season, I like him. He's given me much better goal-to-game ratio this season. Ahmed's grown 10 ratings out on loan at Charlotte in the MLS. We'd love to see that. Possibly the new Riyad Mahrez looking really solid out there. Deulofeu, player of the season, of course. 21 goals and 11 assists in 37. Winning the assist title, winning the player of the season. And again, whilst you can maybe make a case for Lewandowski winning the Golden Boot to win it, I would say top 3 in goals, top assist creator, and dragging this Almeria side to the Champions League. I think Gerrard deserves player of the season. You'd love to see it. And Carmelo, like I said, in his shadow this season, but up 3 ratings to 81 overall, 24 years old, still getting a bit better. And I do see him being our long-term successor for Gerrard, although for next season I'll probably still start the senior. But that'll do it for Season 2, guys. So massive thank you for watching the finale and Season 2 as a whole. If you have enjoyed it, then please do drop a like. I'm loving the pace of this save, man. Already 2 seasons down, and on the back of our best season to save so far, obviously, after only doing 2. Came on leaps and bounds this season, up to 4.5-star. And looking forward to the summer window as we're going to the Champions League for the first time ever next season. And I want to make sure we stay as a European team from here on out. I think we've got the quality. I think we've got the young team that's growing all the time as well. And we've got the ambition as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Much love. And I'll see you for a brand new season of the La Liga career mode very soon.